And that cut me off because I was taking too long a video. I'll break these up into smaller bits. So that's basically what you do. I mean, you can really see it on that side. These couple of rocks here really came together. This is still blobby because I did it too wet. These are kind of coming together, but again, still too wet, I think. But you can come back real easy, just kind of clean off that spot to get contrast. And come back when it's completely dry, and then go in those shadows and highlight the shadows with darker shadows. That's what I'm going to do next. So I'll show you the difference between this, the blobby rocks, and then what I'm calling high definition. You get the real nice distinction between the rocks. Right now they still look like they're just blobs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, right now we've got this thing. I really, really want to get done with this. So before this one kicks out, I'm going to try a bigger brush again, see if I can get this part to work. We'll pretend there's a rock right in there. That's working nicely. A little too wet. Just wipe it off on my shirt. Clean that spot. I want that middle clean. Get out of the way, pigments. Oh, look, a rock formed. Pull some of that purple from there. Got a nice flat rock over there. I want this long oblong circle here. I want that clean, and make a bigger rock here. Make it break off the monotony a little bit. Big rock. Too much pigment, too much water, so wipe it off. Go back in, wipe off the pigment, rinse off my brush, get some water. Oh yeah, nice clean rock. Okay, let's go down here and do the same thing. Pulling off that purple and pushing it around. I want that clean, I want a clean spot right here. Too wet, wipe it off. Picked up a little bit too much of that pigment there. So I'm gonna leave that alone because I want that to dry. I want that pigment that's beating up, I don't want it to dissipate. I want it to form up there in a line right here and distinguish this rock from the one behind it. So we'll get rid of that. And come over here. It's a little too wet over there. Okay, so you got the idea. I'm gonna stop the video and just finish off the rest of this page so it's cohesive, and then I'll show you the next step, which is highlighting the lights and the darks. So I just went over this, the first one we did with a toothbrush. I gave up on the toothbrush scenario. We're going to try that again and see if it works. I put a darker wash on there this time. Yeah, I think I waited too long this time. Well, the idea is if you get it so the paint is just right, the toothbrush will make these little, will kind of do this job for you, where you get these blurry stones. It just looks like light spots. But if you look at them as blurry stones instead of light spots, then all of a sudden you've got a field of pebbles. And instead of having to paint each one, bloop, you just had a toothbrush make a bunch of them for you. So because I waited too long and the paint's dry, I'm going to do it my way, which is probably wrong. And again, this is pretty dry. I took the hairdryer to it, so paper's a little damp, but I think this might work a little bit better. We're going to do, I got a bigger brush, a little bit more water in my brush. We're going to go through and just make really quick a field of stones. And again, it's going to give us kind of a blurry picture of stones that we can go back in afterwards and fix up. So this is what I'm going to do. This is the technique already. I've got two stones there, so you really see it when you pull out. I put a third one in there. Too much water. All right, then I'm going to stop and I'll just take a picture of it as I go, because otherwise this video is going to be too long. Start to see it forming. So this one's looking really good at the bottom, and I darkened in the top. See how this is what it was before? I just went in again and made mud, just ugly, really thick, high pigment, all the different colors, and splattered on there. We'll see how the stones turn out.